Sofie, what do you think the future of education looks like?
I hope the future of education allows people to pursue their dreams and what they want to do in life.
Yeah. I mean, people should be able to sit in class like this if that's the best way for them to get their work done.
I actually did do some work like this, I'm not going to lie.
Welcome to the Future of Education podcast, hosted by Mackenzie Price. Mackenzie is the founder of a revolutionary new school model that's disrupting education through AI. Join us as we discuss the latest in education innovation.
One of the traits that we teach at our schools is for kids to be able to learn how to be flexible, right? Be able to change decisions if they need to, be able to roll with the punches and all of that. My guest today has taken that idea and that life skill of being flexible to an entirely new level. You probably know who this person is. Her name is Sofie Dossi. She was on America's Got Talent. That was her first kind of foray into there, but she has taken the world by storm since then. She has 9 million YouTube followers, 4 million Instagram followers, and on TikTok, just a minor 12 million followers, no big deal. She's pretty much got the entire world just like mesmerized by her contortionist and stuff. And what's really cool about Sofie is she has taken this very kind of niche interest and turned it into a groundbreaking and trailblazing career. So, Sofie, thanks for joining me on Future of Education.
Yeah, of course. I'm happy to be here.
I'll tell you what, if you go and do a deep dive on any of your social media, it's like be prepared to just sit there for hours and watch, because you do the craziest stuff. I watched where you do the handstand on the top of a wheel.
Oh, yeah.
And you are literally jumping.
See how it was really hard to explain, though, the other day? Yes. I was like trying to explain it. I was like,
what is it called? It's the Wheel of Death?
I call it the Wheel of Death.
The Wheel of Death, Sofie Dossi. Go look it up. If you haven't looked it up, you have to look it up because it is an amazing feat. But that's just one of the things you do. You also...
I shoot bow and arrows with my feet.
But not just with your feet. You do it on your feet while you're...
While I'm in a handstand.
While you're in a handstand.
Contorted. That's my main thing. I mainly do contortion and try to fit very unique things that like people haven't done and add that to contortion. But it's been a fun time.
Well, and it's interesting, this career that you've now created kind of came out of early on, like relating to school and all that. I know a little bit about your school journey. Why don't you share like what your school journey was?
Yeah, so actually I was homeschooled at 2nd grade and completely on. And
your parents took you out of traditional school in 2nd grade. Why did they do that?
So they did it because my mom did it to my brother because she thought, because he's older, and she thought that she could do better than what the school system was doing. Mm-hmm. And also my brother was very, very smart, almost too smart for school.
Too smart for school? Can you imagine that there actually is a problem like that, right?
Yeah.
There are a lot of times kids are like, too smart. I can't handle this kid. He's too smart.
And he was one of them. And my brother's about a year and a half older than me.
Okay.
So my mom was like, okay, I'm going to take him out and test it out with him because I feel like I can teach them better than how the school is. He ended up going on through his life. At 13, he finished all of his high school work and went to college.
Yeah. Because homeschoolers have known for a long time that you do not have to sit in academic class all day, right?
You don't have to. You can finish all the work. You don't have to do the stuff that you just, I have to wait for all the other students to finish. Yeah. I have to do this class that doesn't even apply to things.
So what was your homeschool experience like?
So my mom did the same thing with me then when on 2nd grade, she homeschooled me, and it was a great experience. I actually wasn't really doing super great in certain aspects of school, and when I was homeschooled, I started loving school, actually. I used to hate math, started loving math, used to hate science, loved science. And on top of that, I was about 2 years ahead than the average person in my grade.
Yeah, that's amazing. You were getting that personalized education.
And I actually started really enjoying school. Like I like even to this day, I love math.
Which is hugely critical, right? Like
Yeah.
we think about how little attention is put in the traditional environment around whether kids actually want to be there and like love that.
Yeah.
And we should be making school an experience that kids are like, I want to be there. I enjoy the idea of being challenged. And you were able to find that through your homeschool.
And my mom made it fun in the sense of it was more like, okay, if you do this work, then you'll be able to work on all this fun stuff that I have planned or something that you're really interested in. You can work on that after, which is actually the same.
Yeah, what was some of
idea
the
as
fun
your
stuff?
school.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
That is what we're doing. But what is some of the fun stuff that you got interested in? Like, tell me, where did this come from?
So, well, one of the biggest things I got interested in, I would try out like a few different things. Like I was really into marine biology, so I was really into sharks and the ocean because we barely know anything about the ocean.
No, we
and
don't.
I was so interested in that. I was like, I want to go to college for this. Like I'm so interested in this. If you ask me anything about sharks, knew about it. And then I started getting really interested in contortion. I had like an obsession with it. And so whenever I'd be finished with school.
You watched something on TV, is that right?
Yeah.
That's how you kind of got into this idea of contortion?
Yeah. I watched something on YouTube and I saw a contortionist and I was like, I can bend just like her. And my mom was like, you can? Like, I can't. I don't think you can. Like, that's crazy what she's doing. And then I was able to put my feet over my head with, like, my chest on the ground. And my mom was like, wait, you are a contortionist. You can do this. Like, that's crazy.
This undiscovered talent that you
yeah.
had. How old were you when that started?
I was 12 when I discovered
12 years
it.
old when you discovered this.
But
Okay.
I used to put my feet over my head before that, but I never really knew it was a unique thing. My parents I used to run around the house in a back bend, watch TV with my feet on my head. And my parents just thought it was a normal thing that young girls do who have been in gymnastics and dance. And
as someone who was once a young girl, I can tell you it is not normal at all. So it was definitely a talent that you had. Okay. And then did your parents say like, okay, that's strange, like do that, or did they help nurture that?
they actually helped. They helped me a lot with it. So my dad put his computer from his office into the front room so I could study different contortion moves. And in the beginning days, I would take all the pillows that I had in the house and cover the floor with it so I could practice. Mm-hmm. And then eventually my dad got me some mats and started making me. We would go to Home Depot and we'd start making hand balancing canes, which are the things that I do handstands on.
Okay.
And so my dad and mom were very supportive in this and would help me out with the passion that I have. And the amazing part about it is it wasn't like contortion is a career at that point. Like there was, you can go to Cirque du Soleil, but it's not like a longevity type of thing.
It's not really going to be a long-term career to do that.
It's not. So it was really amazing how supportive they were in that. But I was very determined because of how obsessed I was with it. I was very determined. I want this to be my career and I want to do this forever.
So you got your start on America's Got Talent and you were how old when you started that? 14?
I was 14.
14 when you did that.
So that was actually very random too because I happened to do a performance for my mom's friend's birthday party, and some guy there happened to film me and sent it to a producer that he knew at America's Got Talent, and we didn't even know he did that.
Mm-hmm. But wait, so you were doing this performance. Were you getting paid for that performance at your mom's party?
Oh yeah, I think I got paid like $50, which I was like, this is so much money.
So this was like your first job was performing at someone's party.
Yeah.
And I think what's cool about that, we're always encouraging our students, like, find that thing that you're interested in, and you can usually figure out a way to, like, even monetize that, whether that's, 9-year-olds who are like creating their jewelry businesses or building Minecraft worlds, online or something like that. So you had figured out how to like, okay, I've got a little part-time gig here and I'm going to be a performance artist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I absolutely loved performing. Like I used to throw little performances for my whole family. Like I would set up a routine and be like, okay, everyone come in, and I would do a whole performance. So I absolutely loved performing. That's the one thing I really loved about gymnastics and dance is the performance end of it. Mm-hmm. Like gymnastics, I loved floor and beam because you could like create routines versus like bars and vault where it's just kind of like one thing.
Yeah, you're getting to mix your creativity along with this talent that you have naturally had and that you developed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so after America's Got Talent, like give us the kind of snapshot of what's happened with your
Yeah.
career and how you have really been a leading trailblazer in this contortion profession.
So after America's Got Talent, I was like, how can I make this a career and have this be something I do for the rest of my life? And so I started a YouTube channel. And I started doing a bunch of stunts on there and acrobatics and vlogs. And it just started doing extremely well, blowing up. I worked really hard at trying to post every single week. I've now posted every single Saturday for 8 years, and I've not missed a single Saturday.
Consistency,
Yeah.
discipline. That's incredible.
Yeah. And it's funny, I think it was like 8 or 10 weeks into posting, I was like, how am I going to come up with a video idea every single week? And I was like, no, I'll figure it out. Like, I'm not giving myself a choice. I have to post every week. And there has been some close calls where I have been like,
It was like 11:59 p.m. on Saturday,
Yeah.
and you're like,
it'll be like
here's a
3
vlog.
a.m. and I'm editing or like working on a video still. And
Yeah.
yeah, I've just
And that's
gotten
one of
video
the
out every
things that's
single
really
time.
cool about your content is you're not just showing your performance stuff. You've also really been able to show your personality.
Yeah.
And so your fans feel like they know you and they get to watch these incredible kind of
Yeah.
feats that you do. Okay.
Yeah, so I started the YouTube channel, started doing more performances, a lot of NBA halftime shows, corporate events, personal events, a bunch of those. And now I love what I do.
And you're also kind of moving into that next phase of your career where you're going to inspire other people to follow this pursuit, right?
Yeah, because contortion was never something that was very popular at all. I think it's a bit more popular now, for sure.
Because of you.
Yeah,
Seriously.
I think so. And now that I've made it into a career, I think a lot of other people have realized you can make it into a career besides just performing. You can post and make money on social media by doing your acrobatics and fun stuff. But yeah.
So so you're going to be helping train other people to do this, right?
Yeah, so I'm going to be starting a program of contortion classes and of people that want to either just be flexible or people that want to also learn how to do contortion.
Okay, I definitely need to sign up for the program. Please get me in
Yeah.
on the very first thing because I need to work on just general flexibility. I
Yeah,
don't know
there'll
that
be
I'm-
general flexibility, and then there'll be people that are maybe a little bit more flexible than the average person that want to learn how to bend and do super crazy contortion.
I
So-
love when I hear your story. I love the fact that you've taken this thing and you're a performer, but you're also like going to be spreading this out. You're going to be building a business from this. It's really inspirational. What's your favorite aspect of working on the business of being Sofie?
I love, honestly, my favorite thing, I love inspiring little girls, and that's actually the main reason why I wanted to start these flexibility classes and contortion classes, because when I was younger, I taught myself everything. So I was searching so hard to find videos of how to learn certain things, and instead I would just study Cirque du Soleil routines and be like, how does she do this move, and study every little inch of, if I couldn't get it, I'd be like, oh, well, her leg is ever so slightly more to the right. I need to fix that. And so I think having classes where I've learned all the techniques and I've learned all the secrets to do these tricks, it's going to be a lot easier for kids to learn these tricks as well. And yeah, I think it's great to also, even people that just want to be flexible, being flexible is amazing. You get injured less.
You are really inspiring this young generation of people to do things that maybe they didn't think were possible.
Yeah, well, I was very blessed to be homeschooled for sure. And that allowed me to do contortion and to pursue that, because I genuinely believe if I went to normal school, I would have never been in the spot that I'm at right now. I would have never done contortion, or maybe I would have done it, but maybe it would have not lasted that long because I wouldn't have time for it. Homeschooling allowed me to have time for things that I actually loved and wanted to pursue. So one thing, like you talking about this program and everything, I was like, this is exactly exactly what I did. And I would say that I think it'd be an amazing thing to have kids have more time for personal things. And a lot of things I noticed with my friends is they would go to school and then they would have 5 hours of homework. They would have no time to even go outside and play. And one thing about homeschooling that I feel like I missed out on, especially not doing a sport at age 12 and I was pursuing what I loved at home, is I kind of missed the social end of things. So I think having a social, like a school that's basically like homeschooling, but it also has the social end of things would be amazing, because that's one thing I kind of had to learn later on is to be more social. And I was a very shy person because I was homeschooled. And so I had to break out of my shell, which actually YouTube really helps me break out of my shell, and being on America's Got Talent. But it took...
You know what? If you're struggling with shyness, just go on America's Got Talent, and then you'll boom, just like that. Okay, that's the good hack that we're sharing. We're dropping good hack advice here. Just get on America's Got Talent.
Performing on America's Got Talent, the performance end of things was not scary. It was the talking to the judges for me that was the scariest.
Simon Cowell and Heidi Klum and Howie. Yes, I can imagine that would be intimidating.
And this came from somebody who barely would talk to friends because I'd be kind of scared to talk to people.
I just watched a video with you and Simon Cowell, and I can tell you've crashed past that like intimidation factor, and you're right in on it now.
I know. So. I've known them since I was 14 now, so it's kind of like I've grown up with them, and they all feel like it's family when I show up there.
With 26 million subscribers on all your social channels, you've become friends with Simon Cowell. What's something that people don't know about him?
He's actually a softie. I think everyone thinks he's mean, and he's actually really nice.
One of the life skills we teach our students is to be able to receive feedback. Do you think Simon Cowell would come and give feedback to our kids at our school?
Oh, definitely.
There we
could
go.
see
Let's
that.
do that. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
What do you think is important about that skill of learning how to receive feedback?
I think that's very important. I think I personally love feedback. I actually like criticism because it shows me what I can do better. Even when I would do contortion tricks at home, I would actually tell my dad to come in and be like, okay, watch her and now watch me. What am I doing wrong? And tell me exactly what I'm doing wrong. And what I loved is he wouldn't fluff anything. And I would tell him, don't like make anything like fluff. Like just tell me how it is.
Good.
And that's how I grew up. And that's kind of how I am now. I like criticism. And I like to correct things, and you can always do better. So I personally love that.
We always tell our students like that their first iteration is never their final iteration, because there's always things that can be improved, and feedback is fuel, right?
Yeah.
It's very helpful to get feedback, and it's helpful to learn how to receive feedback as well as how to give feedback, like how to give good constructive feedback that, people can use to say, okay, this is how I'm going to get better at my craft.
Yeah, I agree. I also believe if you're very passionate about something, you want feedback. Like you want to be better at it.
In all the acting classes in LA, they always say notes or acting critiques are a gift. If you see it as a gift, it's like this person is giving me a gift. Now, some people, they're being mean-spirited about it and they're just tearing you down. But other people, you have to think, they gave me a gift.
Yeah.
I received the gift.
All my friends, whenever we've done auditions together or anything, we all just are like, just be blunt with it. If you think it's terrible, say, hey, I didn't like how you said this line. It didn't sound good. It sounded not real. And all my friends are very blunt when it comes to everything. And I personally just love that. And we can all just take criticism and be like, oh, thank you. Okay.
Yeah. Let's use it to make us better.
Yeah.
Right? That's great. And it's really awesome when you can have yourself surrounded by other people that not only want what's best for you, but are also striving in some way to like make something happen in their world. And it seems like you found that crowd.
Yeah, I
That's
definitely
very
have
cool.
found my friends, which is amazing. And all of them are very, very blunt and can take criticism well. And I love those types of friends that don't think something and don't say it. I don't like that.
So when you have, if or when you have children, will you homeschool them?
I personally wanted to, but also hopefully I'd be also like working with stuff that like I'd want to. Hopefully there would be obviously a school out there like if this goes bigger,
Right.
that I could have homeschooling, but have other people do it. Because I do remember homeschooling did take up my mom's whole like
Of course.
life when we were.
It is a
children.
huge
It's a
commitment
huge
for parents who are
commitment.
choosing to homeschool. And
You
actually,
kind of can't really work or do other things. And so having something out there other than normal school would be amazing.
that's actually one of the big reasons that I started my own school for my daughters was because I knew I didn't want to homeschool myself and I wanted them to be around, you know, a group of other kids
Yeah.
all day. And the homeschooling community has done so much in the last several years where there is
Yeah.
a lot of socialization, a lot
It
of
is a
like
lot different
co-ops
than
and
it was a
activities.
while ago.
Yeah, when you were
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
But I think that was one of the big things is I wanted all of the benefits of a homeschooling environment, that one-to-one kind of personalized thing and time to go pursue those interests, but to be able to do it in a school world. So
Yeah.
you'll have to move to wherever we have a school when it's time for you to have your children, and we'll welcome them. And we could do contortion workshops in the afternoon
Yeah.
for our kindergartners.
Get everyone flexible.
So is it I don't know how much you have to warm up. Is there any sort of contortion trick you'd be willing to show us
yeah.
right now?
Yeah.
Wow, that is like
Oh my God.
under your feet.
Oh, hi. How's it going down there? Look at that. Hello. How are you? High five.
High five.
Woo. So, Sophie, what do you think the future of education looks like?
I hope the future of education allows people to pursue their dreams and what they want to do in life.
Yeah. I mean, people should be able to sit in class like this if that's the
Yeah.
best way for them to get their work done.
I
right?
actually did do some work like this, I'm not going to lie.
You know what we could do? Sophie's going to do a little bit of 2-hour learning
Oh, yeah.
while she's comfortable. And this is actually one of the things that our students, if they want to work on a couch, if they want to work on the floor or whatever they need to do to get their personalized education as they're getting their wiggles out. So I love that.
And I used to actually do this. I used to have my feet on my head and just do work.
Sophie, thank you so much for joining me. I
Yeah, of
am
course.
so excited to watch your career as you go. I will absolutely be coming in to see your live shows, and I'm signing up for your class as soon as it comes because I gotta get flexible.
Yeah.
Did you hear my
coming
neck
out
crack
soon.
just now when I did that? So it was there.
Yeah.
All right. That wraps up this episode of Future of Education. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, go ahead and hit it, and I'll be back in your feed very quickly. You can always reach out on Future of Education on Instagram or on YouTube. Send me a DM. Let me know what you think. Until next time, remember, kids are limitless, and it's our job to help unlock that potential.
Thanks for listening to Mackenzie Price and the Future of Education podcast. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, now is the time to do it so you can stay up to date on all our episodes. You can connect with Mackenzie on social media and be part of our daily conversation over on Instagram at futureof_education. For more info about the show and our guests, you can always visit futureofeducationpod.com. Lastly, if you're loving what you're learning, please leave a review wherever you listen to podcasts.